world is in desperate need of a new breed of leaders. Leaders who don't just follow trends, but transform the future. Within our communities, there are too many people that feel lost, uncertain of their purpose or their reason for being. The world defines success as power, status, wealth, but leadership is about transformation, not titles. That's why the Munroe Institute of Leadership was established. We're an institute designed to equip, empower, and develop leaders who transform communities and influence change. At the Munroe Institute of Leadership, we believe leadership is built on knowing your purpose and identity, determining a vision, and multiplying your impact. Our approach equips leaders to create lasting change, starting with themselves, then their communities, and finally the world. So, are you ready to lead with purpose? Join the Munroe Institute of Leadership and step into your calling.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you are, whether it's good afternoon or good evening for you. I'm so glad you're joining us here today. It has been a minute. I've missed you guys. My name is Charissa Munroe-Wilborn, and I have had the privilege of walking this journey with so many of you of freedom and purpose as we went through our recent Freedom Framework Challenge. So please let me know where you are joining as you come in. I love to hear where people are in the world. You've just completed all 5 days of the Freedom Framework Challenge. Congratulations. You've already shown a commitment to not just hearing about freedom, but living it out. And today is about taking the next step after those 5 days, but we're going to do that together. So let me know in the chat where you're joining from. And also let me know if you've joined the challenge for all 5 days, or if you were just there 3 days, or if you were just there 2 days. Let me know. Or if you're just here for the first time getting started. It is never too late to take this journey and walk to freedom. We love seeing our global community. So let me know where you are joining from. Pull up my chat so I can see. Okay, Ghana is in the building. Africa is always in the building, always. To all of my fellow brothers and sisters from the continent of Africa, no matter the country, I just want to give a further shout out to all of you who are always in support, always present. Kenya's here, India. Oh, wow. India's in the building. Ghana, France, welcome. Let's see. Uganda is here. Namibia is here. Indonesia is here. Surabaya, to be exact. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Charleston, South Carolina is in the building. Louisiana. Okay, welcome, America. Welcome, the United States of America. Florida, Malawi. I see you all coming in. Come in. We're not going to be here too long. Just going to be here for a few minutes, just kind of sharing with you guys. We just had a great challenge, and if you missed it, don't worry. We'll have a few more of these coming up. But we are here, and we just did a freedom challenge, and so now we're about to take the next step, and that's freedom in action. So over the past 5 days, we talked about freedom's cost and breaking mental chains, finding purpose, stepping into responsibility, and making it a daily lifestyle. Now, sometimes that can be challenging, as we just did a challenge. But here's the key. Freedom is never just in theory. It's actually in practice. And so, yes, we may have done theoretical work in the last 5 days about freedom and that freedom walk and that freedom journey to living your life out fully. But now it's time to assist you and support you in making it a lifestyle, in practices, in daily habits. And it's measurable by your what? Your actions. You know, when they say actions speak louder than words, that is a real, true thing. As cliche as it may sound, as much as you may have heard it, it is true. Actions do speak louder than words. And so your actions are going to be truly how you get to walk these steps. And so we have just one major step that I want you to take as you choose one area. So think about and choose one area where you will apply what you have learned in the last 5 days immediately. What have you learned in the last 5 days? What is one thing that you can walk away with? And so that may look like various things. That may look like rewriting your limiting belief. What has been holding you back? That may look like recommitting to one responsibility you've avoided. What is that? Maybe that's creating a daily micro habit that reflects your purpose. It could be any one of those things. It could be something I didn't mention. But what is one thing you've learned over the last 5 days in our Freedom Challenge framework? Freedom Framework Challenge, that you can, if you said, today I get to make this one bold step, will take me closer to the life I want, the life I deserve, and the life that I was created for. So you guys know I wish I can touch you all. I wish I can see you all. And the only way I can do that is to go in the chat. So we're going to spend a lot of our time in the chat. So drop one word in the chat, if you can, that describes the one area you're choosing to take bold action in. Is it going to be mindset? Is it going to be purpose? Is it going to be responsibility or a habit? So let me help you. You have 4 choices. Or if it's something new, please enlighten us. But what area of your life? Is it going to be your mindset, your purpose, your responsibility, or your habit? So let's see. What are you taking a bold step in today? First time? Okay, let me know in the chat. I know for me, when I think about taking bold steps, sometimes, and you don't have to take all of these at once. You may decide to just take it in mindset. I actually suggest that everybody starts with your mindset. If you can shift your mindset from old thinking, old perspectives, old beliefs, that is like the boldest of steps that you can take to this walk and journey to freedom. For others, it may be purpose, walking more towards your purpose, deciding to uncover your purpose, responsibility, taking responsibility for your actions, taking responsibility for your thoughts, for your decisions, for your emotions, your feelings, taking responsibility for maybe the relationships you have in your life. And then habits. Ooh, habits is a good one to start with as well, because everything or who we are is because of the little habits that we do consistently. So what area, drop one word in the chat, is that's describing what you are going to take boldly. Oh, Namala says mindset. Consuela says purpose. That is good. Christiana brought in a new one. My health. I love it. My health, mindset, taking a bold step and taking responsibility of your health. My bold step is work accuracy. Idogen, I apologize the mispronunciation. That's a great one. Mindset. I love it. Speaking. Verlin says speaking, taking a bold step and being able to now put words to your commitment. That's very, very good. Okay, you guys are bringing it in. Mindset. Good. So once you decide that this is the area and the step that I'm going to make to actually live out and writing, and the reason why I'm asking you guys to write it down, whether you write it down in private, whether you write it down here on this live with me, it's because what you don't write down, you're less likely to live out. You're less likely to act out. Where do you have a diary, or where do you have a journal, or whether, for me, it's my notes in my phone. Everybody's write down format is going to be different. Anytime I want to write anything down, I go to the notes in my phone, whether that's iPhone, whether that's a Google phone, Android phone, whatever it may be. Make sure you're writing down your thoughts, your bold action steps, your ideas. Like, you want to write things down so that you can start to give them meat. Like, think of writing it down as the bones, and then everything you do after that is the meat, and the blood you're going to add to it, and the skin you're going to add to it, and then it's going to start to take form. So that's big. So some of you took that bold step in not just telling me what that area is, but you also wrote it down. So this is good. So then what can be another step? And so now here's where your journey really, really begins. So the challenge gave you a framework, but if you want transformation, you need to go deep. You need depth. And that's why we created our courses. So we take you through the framework, we give you the framework. Some of you may have said, this is perfect, I could run with this. Thank you so very much, Munroe Global. Thank you so very much, the Munroe Institute of Leadership. You guys gave me exactly what it is I was missing. And now you're running. Some of you may say, oh, this is good. Now I want to take this. I also need help and support, or I need something else to now keep me going. How can I get some help? Or what is the next step? And so for you, for those of you that want more, for those of you that want to go deep, for those of you that want to say, okay, what do I add to this framework so that I can get into action? You want true transformation, then the Munroe Institute of Leadership is here for you. We created courses, 2 courses specifically I want to mention, because they are going to be vital. When I say vital, they're going to be vital to your next steps as you take this walk to freedom. And those courses are 1, Discover Your Purpose, and 2, Crafting Your Personal Vision. Discover Purpose, which is all about purpose, and Crafting Your Personal Vision, which is about exactly that. Vision. The Discover Your Purpose course is if you are ready to truly answer the question, why am I here? Then this is the course for you. It is the foundation to everything else that you do. It is the foundation to every thought, every action, every decision, every picture you have in your mind. Purpose, discovering your purpose, unlocking your purpose is going to be all for you. And that course is, even if you are on that walk, on that journey to living your life on purpose, and you want to make sure that you're doing it right, still the course for you. And then for those who are interested in now putting that purpose into color, into pictures, and you want to now craft your personal vision, because you want to be able to share it with others. You want to be able to put it up on a wall. You want to be able to have it to always look to. That's the Craft Your Personal Vision course. If you've already explored purpose and potential, this is your next step. It'll help you move from thinking why you exist into building a vision for the future. So those 2 courses are available. Now, some of you may say, well, and I will say they build on each other. So you thinking about vision is moot if you haven't considered purpose and potential. If you haven't considered discovering your purpose or living out your true potential, talking about vision is going to be very empty. And so usually we require that you would have taken either our courses or have basic knowledge on purpose and potential. So for those of you that say, well, how do I take vision even though I haven't taken the purpose or potential course with the Munroe Institute of Leadership, or I don't really have a basic understanding, or I may have a basic understanding, but I'm not sure if it's your standards. How do I know that I'm ready for the vision course? Good. We have what is called a vision readiness assessment. So if you haven't taken the Discover Purpose or our Unlock Your Potential course, not to worry. We've designed this vision readiness assessment that allows you to demonstrate your understanding, and if you pass, you'll be eligible to enroll in Crafting Your Personal Vision. And it's coming up this fall. Yes, we're talking this fall, October. So click the link right now in the chat. These links are available to you right now if you want to explore these 2 courses, and if you want to take your second next bold step. So our first step in this freedom in action was writing down and thinking about what is the area of your life that you need to take action in. 2, the next step is clicking this link and checking out the courses that will support you. Okay, and we're offering those. I want to talk about habits, because habits are very important. Very, very important, especially because what you do consistently over and over and over and over and over and over again is going to determine your results. It's almost like, think of a cake and think of the picture of the cake that you are trying to make. Think of your habits as the ingredients and the recipe on how to get that picture. And if the cake at the end of your baking does not match the picture, you can blame the oven. You can blame the recipe. Maybe there is something that you did. Maybe there is something you didn't add. Maybe there's something that you took a shortcut on because you didn't have milk, so you use buttermilk. You didn't have milk, so you use cream. What habits are you doing on a daily basis? And so freedom requires that big word that we may not like, but it's very true, and I'm going to be honest. It requires discipline. So I want you to share, let's go back in the chat. I want you to share 3 practical habits that you can begin or that you can adjust today that will strengthen your freedom journey. What are 3 habits? And think of habits as anything. Think as small as you can, think as big as you can. What are you doing or what are you not doing that you can start doing that you can start today that will strengthen your freedom journey? And again, habits are going to be different for everyone. For me, if I am to be very transparent and open, one of the habits that will work best for me is, to be honest, is to get a full 7 to 8 hours of sleep. If I can do that, my entire life would be completely different. I would have more energy. I would have more brain power. I would not be so tired or fatigued throughout the day. I'll be able to think a lot clearer. I'll be able to think a lot better. However, I haven't been able to get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Now, I could come up with a whole bunch of excuses as to why. One being, just had a child. She's now 5 months. So I have all of these reasons as to why I can't sleep, because she isn't sleeping. And when she's awake, I must be awake. So I only get 3 hours of sleep. I could come up with all kinds of excuses. However, excuses, unfortunately, won't get me to the goal that I want to make or that I want to get to. And so we can keep coming up with excuses, or we can decide that, you know what, the habit that I need to adjust is making sure that I have boundaries in place so that I can get the 7 to 8 hours that I need, that is required for me to get the results that I want. And so it's going to require discipline. That's just my example of one habit. But what are your habits? So Christiana, I'm going to go to the chat. Christiana says, walk 30 minutes at least 3 times a week. And that is a small habit, but that may be a big habit when it requires discipline. So Christiana, I'm right there with you. What are 3 habits that will strengthen your journey that you can start today? Let's see. Thank you for sharing that, Christiana. And again, these habits can look any which way. It could be something as simple as, and when you think of your habits, think about what you can change or what you can add daily, weekly, and quarterly. Okay? So it could be something as simple as a daily review. Spend 10 minutes reflecting on your purpose or journaling your progress. That is a habit. You can do something as simple as spend 10 minutes reflecting on your purpose, whether you are walking in it or you're still trying to figure it out, or journal your progress. Think about it. And that's what you can do daily. So something as simple as think daily. Think of little things you can do on a daily basis, and then you can progress from there. Or what is a habit or practical application that you can do weekly? You can do a weekly store check. Look at your time, how much time in the day that you have. You and I have the same amount of time. What you do with your time may differ from what I do with mine. If you're more wise with yours, and you're going to get better results than me, but don't compare yourself to anyone else. Compare yourself to yourself. So look at your time, look at your talent. What's your gifts? What's your potential? How are you using your talents? Look at your treasure. Where are you doing well? Where are you not doing well? Where do you need to grow? And so a good way that I like to look at this is when you think about the different areas of your life. You have finances, you have health, you have wealth, you have relationships, you have family, you have your spiritual life, you have your professional life. All of those are different areas. Don't look at your life as a whole when you want to make changes. Look at all those areas and then say, where am I doing well? And where am I not? I might be doing well physically. My body may be perfect because I'm exercising and I'm getting the results that I want. I can fit in all of my clothes. I'm at 100% health-wise. But then financially, you're struggling. Or financially, you may be someone who your bank account is where you want to be. You're that billionaire sitting high. You're a CEO. You're a vice president. You're a president of the company. You're doing well. Financially, you're great. But your health is poor. Look at all the areas of your life. Do an assessment. Check. Do an inventory, if you will, of your area, of your time, talent, and treasure. And then say, where am I stewarding well? and where can I grow? And you won't be 100% in all of your areas. I'm not expecting you to be. No one is expecting you to be. But we just want to make sure that we are at least striving at the best. You are looking at everything. Don't let even your spiritual life. Your spiritual life may be good. You pray 3 times a day, 4 times a day, 5 times a day. You read your Bible every day. You make sure it's meditating. You spend time with God, but your relationships are poor. You see how it doesn't add up? So even if your relationships are at a 2 and your spiritual life is at a 10, what can you do to bring your relationship up to at least a 3? I just want to know, God just want to know, the world just want to know, are you at least trying to make your life better? Especially when what you do in the world is trying to help others. Always make sure you are governing yourself first. It's good. Let me go to the chat. Emmanuel says, one habit is getting up early getting up early. Yes. Verlin says, turn off my phone 3 hours, have 2 mental health hours for me, spend 1 hour to serve community. Ooh, that phone, for so many of us is the one thing that is, and I say us because I'm right there with you. It's a habit that I also probably need a little more discipline in. But I love that you are able to be so transparent. So thank you for that. Focusing on holding fast to the confession. Absolutely. Absolutely. Amen. 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 Okay, good. Another way that we can look at habits is on a bigger scheme. You have daily, you have weekly, and now quarterly. Every 3 months, you can ask yourself, this is just one example, am I moving closer to my vision or am I drifting away? Am I moving closer to my vision or am I drifting away? And you can think about this every 3 months. You can do it every 6 months. You can even do it every year. But you want to make sure and think of this as a quarterly reset. It's a habit. And if you consider, well, Sharissa, I don't know what my vision is. Well, you would be perfect for our Craft Your Personal Vision course. Because I would hate for any of you to be walking around not knowing where you're going. Even if you say, man, I'm walking in my purpose, but where are you walking to? I'm on my journey to purpose, but where are you journeying to? You have to be journeying to a goal. Like your vision is your goal. Your vision is the bigger picture. Your vision is what, when you get knocked down on your purpose journey, vision is what allows you to get back up because you still have a destiny. You still have this thing that you're looking forward to that's bigger than you and bigger than the people that you're serving. So this quarterly reset, this example would be perfect for so many of you. Every 3 months, ask yourself, am I moving closer to the vision that I had, to the vision for my life, to the vision for my family, to the vision for the world, or am I drifting away? And all of these, whether you do a daily review, a weekly check, or a quarterly reset, these are huge commitments, which is why they require discipline. And they're huge in that without them, you won't get where you want. They might not be huge commitments in the actual thing that it is, but when you think about where you're trying to get to, they're huge. But they're very simple. They just require discipline. Because consistent habits help you live free every single day. And remember, this entire life is about supporting you on your freedom journey. Being free, and not free to go and play, not free to go and just live life however you want. No, free to live your purpose, free from mental barriers, free from chains, free from limiting beliefs, free from other people's opinions. That's the freedom from, so that you can be free to live truly your best life. Okay. So what are 3 habits that you feel that you are ready for today, to start today? They could be daily, weekly, or quarterly. Think about them like that. And then let me know in the chat. And you guys have been very good in the chat. Let me go to my chat and see. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much. Someone said you look like your father. I do. Absolutely. Absolutely. And so many of you did participate in our Freedom Framework Challenge. And so for those persons, we thought, we thought we would give you something, we would give you something special. So it's a 30-day as we talk about habits, because I also want to make sure that you're able to write your habits down. Keep in mind, the reason why I'm asking you to write it down, because if you can write it down, you can give it action. If you can write it down, you can do something about it. So we want to help you write it down, but also track it. So we created and developed just for you a 30-day habit tracker to help you stay committed and consistent to what you said, not me. What did you write down? What are your 3 habits? What is your one big step that you're going to change or that you're going to add to your life? What are you going to begin today? You get to now have this tracker. We created it for you over 30 days so that you can stay committed and be consistent. And it allows you to journal your daily habits. So if you look in the upper, it's my upper right, maybe you're right. You will see a QR code for the habit tracker. There's also going to be a link in the chat. You have access to a 30-day habit tracker to help you stay committed and consistent with your habits. Okay? But make sure you write them down. I know I'm asking for 3. I would be happy if you just had 1. I would hate for you to do nothing. Doing nothing is an option because you can do it, but doing nothing isn't an option if you want to be free and if you want to live a life of purpose and vision. So doing nothing is an option, but doing nothing is not an option if you want to live a life free to live out your life purposely and with vision. So if you can't think of 3 habits, think of 1. Well, one huge habit that you can begin to do consistently, or a current habit that you can change to get you further to your purpose and your vision. So make sure you take advantage of the 30-day habit tracker. Like I said, the QR code is here or the link is in the chat. Okay. So we talked about freedom needs action. And if you want to go and get your transformation, you need to go deeper. And what I love about transformation, I know all the moments and times I can think about when I got my transformation, I wasn't alone. A lot of people think that, if I isolate myself and if I go alone, I'll be able to get the breakthrough I needed. I thought so too, especially after losing my parents 10 years ago when I did. I would have loved to go under a rock. There are times when I tried to just kind of sit in the dark and be by myself. It didn't work. And so one thing I learned is transformation doesn't happen in isolation. And this is why we encourage you all the time to stay connected. Whether you are connected to us here at the Munroe Institute of Leadership or Munroe Global, or whether you have your own family, whether you are connected to a support group, whether you are connected within your own community, just make sure you are connected. We're asking you and we're encouraging you to do a lot. Think of habits and, think of things you can start today and write it down. And then what happens when you write it down? We're asking you to journal it. And then we're asking you to track it. But sometimes you can't be your own accountability partner. We do ask you to take accountability, be accountable to yourself, yes, first, but sometimes you need help. Sometimes you need someone who's going to check in with you when you don't feel like checking in with yourself. So there are times when I just want to be alone and I would get a phone call, I would get a text, and it would be the very text and phone call that I needed. Or I'm a part of an organization or an institution and I have to attend a meeting. I might not want to, but it'll be that very meeting that I needed to pull me out of the rut that I was in. And so if you have a community, I applaud you. If you don't have one, please make sure you get one. We are here. Munroe Global is here. The Munroe Institute of Leadership is here. Make sure you follow us on Instagram for ongoing encouragement. And we are on Instagram by our names, the Munroe Institute of Leadership. Make sure you join our mailing lists for all resources and updates. Don't worry, we got you guys. We have not left you. We are giving you all this information, all the support, because we know that we can have anything that can help you change your life, that can help you rebuild your life, that can help you support you on the journey you are already on. And then if you wanted to explore any of the books from my dad, Dr. Myles Munroe, Dr. Myles Munroe, or my mom, Ruth Munroe, you can visit Munroe Global, munroeglobal.com. You can visit the Facebook page, the IG page. These books are still very much the foundation of everything that we've shared. So whatever you have learned, the framework that you may have learned over the last 5 days, if you were in the Freedom Framework Challenge, or every time myself or my brother show up on a live, we are talking from the foundational wisdom and knowledge of Dr. Myles Munroe, who just happens to be our father. And he has written numerous, countless amount of books, and those books are still very much available at Munroe Global for you to purchase, and they will help strengthen your growth. So I talk about those areas that you may need and want to grow in. These books can definitely help you. So that link to all of what I just mentioned, as far as you connecting with us further, all those links are in the chat. They're also in our bio, our Instagram bio, our Facebook bio. You'll be able to find the links so that you can stay connected. Because like I said earlier, transformation does not happen in isolation. And you have a community. We are here. We are here. We are also connected. So when you get connected to us, you get connected to another 1,000 of other people who are walking the journey just like you. Don't let just this last 5-day journey stop here. We can walk this road together. We can walk some more. And so as I talk about together, I'm going to be probably on here for another 10 minutes, and then I'm going over to Zoom. Now on Zoom, we're about to do something really special, and I want to make sure I invite all of you. So before we close, I want to personally invite you to join our upcoming open house. That's happening at the top of the hour, 2 o'clock Eastern. So soon as we're done here, literally make sure you go to Zoom and we can gather again. At that open house, you will get an overview of our courses. You will meet our instructors for the Munroe Institute of Leadership, which is also myself. I'm one. And you'll even join breakout rooms where we have Q&A and more specific details on all the courses. There'll be a quiz, there'll be some fun engagement, and same day registration discounts. So if you heard about the courses I mentioned a few minutes ago, Discover Purpose and Craft Your Personal Vision, and you said, oh, I'm really interested, and you want to get a discount, make sure you come to the open house in the next few minutes, and you'll get to join so many others who are interested in starting that journey of how they can grow coming up in the next few weeks. So make sure you are there. So my team will drop the link in the chat for open house for you to register, because there is a link that you must receive based on this invitation to join me on open house. So let me see if that is there. And then I would love to take any questions. I have a few minutes before we stop. The link is in the chat. So it'll allow you to join our open house coming up in the next less than 30 minutes, but it's going to be on Zoom. And we would love to see you there. And I would take this time to answer a few questions before we close. Thank you all so much for being here. You spend this time with me. Please don't forget that freedom is not just about breaking chains. I know every time we think about freedom, we think about breaking away from something or breaking chains, or sometimes it's more than that. But it's about building a life. Because when you get free, when you become free, then what? You break chains and now you're free. And then what are you doing with your freedom? Freedom is about being able to build a life of purpose, responsibility, and vision. Purpose, responsibility, and vision. And I want that for you. I want you all to be able to have that life where you get to be free, to be responsible for your actions, but responsible for your next step. Okay? And then you also are now free to join us in our open house. I'm going to put the QR code here for the open house, so you can also use your phones. Click on that code, and it'll take you right to the link. Please, if you get there before 2 o'clock Eastern and we're not there, don't go anywhere. Okay? If you get there and we don't let you in right away, don't go anywhere. We are starting at 2 o'clock sharp. So we want you all to get in. The QR code is here. Right here on my finger is. There you go. And then just kind of get in there and kind of wait for us to start at 2. And we're going to be there from 2 to 4. 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock Eastern. And we're going to be there to answer all your questions. We're going to be there to assist you, to support you, so that you don't live your life in isolation. Okay? Any questions? You guys have been in the chat. I want to say thank you. The link is there. The link is there for the open house. Abigail, thank you so very much. Great question. Asia Campbell says there is asking if there's a mentorship. Yes, there's mentorship offered within the courses. This coaching as well, if you want to use that word, offered within they're built in with our courses. So even when you're taking the courses, when I say we are there to support you, you do not do this work alone. Do you have one-on-one mentoring programs? Yes, they're in there. I love to come. I have commitments already. Verlin, thank you so much. No worries. No worries. You can always catch and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and also our websites. And you can follow whatever we have coming up. So you will not be left out. I promise. Abigail, thank you very much. Lionel Lang, The Burden of Freedom. Great book. A lot of what was talked about as far as the Freedom Framework Challenge, even what I talked about today, is very much, and even more. If you want to go deeper with this freedom framework, that's a very, very good book. The Burden of Freedom. It's a very, very good book by Dr. Myles Munroe. Where's the Zoom link? Jackson, the link is here, right above your chat, right above your comment. So if you click on it, you'll be able to get the link for Zoom. Actually, that is the Zoom link. I'm sure my team is going to put it again. The link is there a few times. So make sure you copy and paste, because once I log off of this live, I want you to be able to have this link at your disposal, because at 2 o'clock, we're going to get started. So make sure you copy and paste the link into your notes or to somewhere on your phone where it's easily accessible. And we will be there. Any questions? I still have your parents' book, Secondary to the Word. Absolutely. Really, really, really good books, and still very relevant today. Has those lessons, no one loves you, search it, you learn to focus on yourself and impact your world uniquely. Absolutely. Limit my time. Everyone thinks they need me. No is okay. Ferlin, yes. Yes. 3 habits. Limit my time. Everyone thinks they need me, and no is okay. And the other way you can look at limit your time is just setting boundaries. Set boundaries for yourself. I love it. And no is okay. You are correct. No is a complete sentence. Absolutely. Absolutely. Very, very good. Any other questions? When are you coming to Zimbabwe? Ooh, very, very good question. I'll have to put it on my country list of places to visit. Thank you very much, Prime. Thank you so much for being here. We have 5 more minutes left, and then I am going to meet you guys over at our open house. Remember, if you want to join our open house, you are all invited. We are gathering again right after this live over on Zoom. This is the open house for the Munroe Institute of Leadership, where you would learn an overview of all of our courses. You're going to hear about the Discover Purpose course that I talked about earlier. You will also hear about crafting your personal vision. You will get to meet our instructors. I'm one of the instructors, and even join other breakout rooms, have fun. There'll be some fun engagement. And then, but most importantly, which is also very important, you get to just get the information, and then also have access to register at a discounted rate. Who doesn't love discounts, right? And of course, we love our community so much. We want to help support. We want to take away the excuse of I can't afford. What you can't do, actually, you can't afford to not. Some people say, oh, I can't afford to buy. Actually, you can't afford not to. And we don't want you to miss your purpose. We don't want you to miss the journey of you figuring out your personal vision. We don't want you to miss out. And so, whatever we can do to help take away that. And so, there will be some discounts available for those who register today for either of those courses, the personal crafting your personal vision or the discover purpose course. And so, you can only get that at the open house. Okay. So, that link is all through the chat. Make sure you join us there. Again, thank you all so much for joining, for being here. Remember that your freedom is not about breaking chains. It is truly about living a life of purpose and responsibility. So take what you've learned, apply it daily, apply it weekly, apply it yearly, quarterly, whichever works for you. Just don't stop. My true encouragement, recommendation, advice to all of you is don't stop here. There is always another step. There is always another step. And if you ever get to a place where there is no more steps, make that step. Make that step and then take it. The next chapter of your journey is waiting in our courses. Okay. So please join me. If there are no more questions, I can't wait to see all of you at our open house. Any more questions? We love you from South Africa. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. No questions. Just grateful to be here. Emmanuel, I'm grateful that you are here. So if you are here, please join me over at Open House. Until then, carry the burden well and live free to live out your purpose, to walk to your destiny, to actually see your vision as your future, and to ensure. And my dad, I want to say it. My dad used to always say it, so allow me to say it again. Our desire is that you truly, my desire for you is that you leave this earth completely empty, having given, having done all and totally fulfilling all of your purpose for life, so that when you die, you are truly dying empty. All right. See you guys soon. Have a wonderful day. Till then, bye.